answer it, of course.
Yes, please. Yes, please. The question today is about health and healing. First of all, I'd like to know what is it that causes, say, a human to become unhealthy? And when we say align, if that's what it is, to an illness, there are many diseases or viruses and things that people can align to. And from my understanding, that even if all of these were cured, the body would still find a way to manifest something. So what's going on there where humans become unhealthy or pick up a disease of some sort?
You are experiencing love in essence, but also you are free to experience the opposite of what you might. Let's say it differently. She could have been nervous.
It's okay.
So you can align to different realities, to different potentials that you create. You can align to potentials of the frequency of love and to many others. You are in a place where you are truly free, but you might not be aware of it. So you are in a place when you can experience love. The essence of what love is, what you are, or what you are able to understand of who you are, based on what you allow yourself to experience from the point of view of who you are in the no form, and you can translate that in the form. But at the same time, you are in a place to experience where you can experience contrast. So therefore, you can create events that could be the contrast of that we call to be true, which is love, or which is the higher frequency. Because remember that you are having experiences. So that means experiences has no limitations. Well, the limitations will be based according to what you believe and according to what you consider to be true and to be real. So there are situations that the human mind or the human consciousness has passed on, let's say, through centuries, and so that is still a part of your reality. And they are considered to be true at some extent, such as illness, such as health, and be, let's say, poor or rich, you see. You see contrast, because you are in a place that it is allowing for such contrast to have experiences regardless of what they are. So they are not considered as good or bad, but rather just as experiences. It is you, through your awareness or through your human consciousness, that classify those experiences. So therefore, as this has been carried on, and you have learned that a body could suffer certain conditions, or it could go something wrong, let's say. It is part of your consciousness, therefore, it is in your awareness that things like that could happen. You might not know why. This is something, for example, that happens with age. Most of beings, or as a collective human consciousness, have the belief in its majority that as you age, you might start experiencing health conditions, right? Diseases or something that is not how you used to be, because you see the body deteriorating. Yes?
Yes.
Because you have learned what is the human life expectancy. So since you are going towards the end, let's say, therefore you have learned that you can experience certain conditions that it is matching to the belief of a particular age. We're not saying that this is the case for everyone, or that is the only thing that happens, because conditions, diseases can be aligned at any time. But rather just we are saying this as an example of the human collective consciousness, of what they might believe as an, let's say, as a general thing that they believe to be true. So, you experience emotions, you experience different situations, and you can experience the contrast of those. So you express love and you can express hate. You can express happiness and also you can be sad. And so and so. So therefore diseases is in the same way the contrast of what you might understand as a good health. Doesn't mean that you have to align to those, but it is there because it is part of the collective human consciousness. What it means is that it has been learned and passed on, and there are programs in a way that are important in your reality, because based on what you believe about them, and based on what and how you feel about them, it can determine your experience about them. So therefore, and also, they are there for different reasons. One is as well, as we said, to experience the contrast. There are other beings that might choose the contrast for the purposes of its own evolution. You see, let's say to pass that situation, or to, let's say, is as something is already created and you're just using that to learn something and then to move on. A program, let's say, is there. You see it as a reality because you see the limitations of your human body. You know what your human body might be capable of doing, but you also see the contrast. You see how the body works, the body systems, how everything flows, right? It works in a certain way, in a particular way. So, if something goes off track, let's say, therefore, it can cause something, right? So therefore, you are experiencing both, as you can experience both the limitation of your own physical human body, and also what your human body is capable of. But it hasn't truly been reached to the fullest potential of your human body. But it is evolving as the consciousness within you, your awareness evolves. because the body, it is created as well from the same essence that you are. But there is a clear distinction by your beings, or they can perceive the body very separate from that no form, let's say. So therefore, of course, it is easy to perceive the limitations that it might have. And then you relate time, and then you consider time into the equation as well. So therefore, we'll say it's not too much about what is there. Wouldn't it be better in a world where there is no disease and so? But since you are free to experience as you wish, therefore there are also the opposite of that you want to experience. For you to choose and truly focus upon the things that you truly want. So, however, you have learned things, right? Even if you might not be thinking about them, but based on what you have perceived, based on what you have experienced at some point. And of course, your own body it might make sense for you when you are physically feeling in a certain way. You see, you get, as you people call it, flu. And then the body is producing something different. And then you see that different, that is not normal, or it is classified as something bad because it's causing something else and making you feel in a certain way. And therefore, that is classified as that, right? So therefore, you are experiencing what you have learned that it could potentially happen because it is part of your human experience. However, in reality, let's say, let's not say in reality, because the reality will depend upon you. But rather, there are different ways of how many beings can experience the same situation and have a different outcome based on what they have learned, or more than what they have learned, what they now believe about the situation or about the subject, such as in this case, diseases or conditions. So we are saying this to, we have the intention to help you understand if this resonates with you. Of course, take it. If it doesn't, that's fine as well, because the same information can be said in many ways. That you are having experiences, either there it is contrast or not. What are out there are programs which are therefore aligned or part of a human experience. Whether you have to go through that, not necessarily. That's up to you. That's your choice in a way. Of what you think about your own human vehicle, it is important, because your human vehicle will deliver that, since you are the creator, even though you might, regardless whether you know it or not. So therefore, we'll say we wouldn't wish to focus too much on the cause why these things happens or why it is out there. Just see them as something that is there for you to align if you wish to experience such realities. Rather than getting too much into in depth about how was created, or how it really happens, or how humans have been caught up, perhaps in many cases, about it, but rather it's about taking it as a great option if you wish to experience that, in order to let's say beings sometimes test their own selves by going through a disease, by going through a flu, by going through an uncomfortable moment that they classify as uncomfortable. And they might say, I wouldn't do that to myself. But in reality, well, they are in a way. Because for many reasons, they could be testing their own selves, which means that they might believe that they are more than that, but since they have believed that this is part of a reality, then the two beliefs that diseases are true, and I believe that I am in control of my reality, or that I am a creator, or I don't need to align to certain things. And based on their frequency they are at, which means what do they believe about their own self as well, they can align in the way that will match what they are emitting, right?
Yeah.
So therefore, some beings might align to a flu, they call it, or to actual diagnosis of something else going on. And others, they might also have the purpose to go through that for an experience to overcome something, let's say. But what we wish to say and to emphasize is that it can be changed. Any condition is not conditioned by just your reality. It is conditioned in a way that you are perhaps just putting the emphasis on what is, rather on what you want that to be, or what is your true idea of what you are going through, if you are going through it, treatment, or if you have certain condition and so and so. So we know that you can heal yourself. That's something that we can assure you. How you can heal yourself, that's something that it will depend on you, because we can give you different methods, different practices, different ways, and we're more than happy to do that. But all will depend upon how you see yourself. What is the connection between the human side of you and the non-human side of you? What is the awareness? What is your awareness about the physical side of you? How do you see your vehicle? And how do you see yourself as a spirit, let's say, or we prefer to say, as a being of light, that it is infinite, that it doesn't have any condition, that it exists forever and ever, that it's having a wonderful experience, and that I have chosen to be there in such a beautiful planet. So therefore, we'll say, let's start with bringing your focus, or let's start by realizing how you really see yourself, and how do you see your human vehicle. Are you most of the time focusing on its limitation, or on its potential, the power of your human vehicle, which it can be explored, and it can achieve anything that you wish. But do you allow for that? There has been many beings on earth that have achieved certain goals, let's say, or certain their desires, whether has been overcoming a disease, whether have been creating a let's say creating whatever they wish. It could be in relation to money, right? Building, building and translating their dreams into reality, let's say, or anything else. It could be a career, focusing on getting a career they want. And once they get it, and perhaps they have to go through a lot in order to get that, compared to someone else, perhaps. But once they did, and they feel the satisfaction, and they can tell about their stories, and they can feel content and proud about what they have achieved, let's say. So you see, that's an experience too. And that's something that allows them as well to see the power within, whether they realize it, whether they're aware of it or not. So either it is a career, either it is money, either it is overcoming a health condition, whatever it is, whatever else is there. You see, there are all opportunities for you that you have aligned to either, you see, go through it and really see what you think about yourself, and therefore getting the result that you want out of it, or aligning more to such experiences that therefore allows you to live your reality, to live your human experience in a different way. So to say in a short way, sometimes situations like that will allow you to see whether you choose to fully explore your potentials, the true power within you, or to focus more on your 3D reality. And whichever you choose is going to allow you to have a human experience from different eyes, right? And that doesn't have to be only health problems, let's say. Could be financially, could be career, could be self-worth, right? Could be anything else. If you, well, as she's thinking and say, well, it makes sense. Most people are always struggling with something. Or they have a problem. Could be family, could be relationships, you see.
Yeah.
So, and they could be great in other aspects of their lives, right? So then, take those just for an opportunity for you to choose from which side you would like to see and experience your human existence. So that means your health is one of them. Some beings just feel very certain that they're healthy and that's it. But they might feel or they might experience other problems in other areas of their lives, such as relationships, money. Whatever else you see. And some others could be more than one, and others just one. However you classify them, right?
Yeah.
So therefore you can heal all of that, which means you can choose. You can choose by putting your focus on the aspects of yourself that you wish to be, which means do you want to be? Do you want to experience? How it feels to be in fully alignment with your form and no form. So therefore, you might translate that as being healthy, as overcoming any issue that you might have aligned to. So healing, to be more specific now, with your health, with your body is at service. You are aware that this body that you have at this moment in time, you see it that it has an end, right? It has limitation. So it's your decision whether you're going to focus on the greatest part of your body, of focusing on the potentials of your body, or the contrast of it. And if you experience the contrast for whatever reason, then see whether that contrast, it is just there for you to decide, to make a decision in a more obvious way. Which way are you going to go? Are you going to take that contrast as, let's say, as a seen as true, and therefore take that, hold that, and live your life through that? You see, through the pain, through this, through that, and so and so. Or you're going to take the opposite. You're going to make the choice to understand, to know, and to allow yourself to feel again and again until you completely allow yourself to feel it, the connection with the no form that you are. That you can heal your body, that you understand who you are, even though, even perhaps that you might not fully know the law of the universe, understand how everything exactly works, right? Within your world and out of your world. You might know, you might have some knowledge, but you might not know the entire picture, which it might be even hard for us. Not hard, but it might be, let's say, tricky to put into words. But even if we do that, we might say, is there a need for that? Or is it better to know who you are by allowing yourself to experience that through, the knowledge that you might have, but through going through it, which means allowing yourself to believe in yourself, allowing yourself to believe in your body, allowing yourself to know that there is more of what you're able to perceive. We know that might sound as, people might sometimes call it like wishy-washy, something like that, because they're not physically doing something, right? But this is the beauty of being beings of love and light in forms, because you can connect to the essence of who you are and express it into your physical environment, into your physical form, which everything is a translation of that it is non-physical, but it is physical for experiences, for knowing its own self in many ways. So therefore, if you see it from that point of view, it becomes easier to release the ideas of diseases. It feels easier to not align to them, because now, therefore, it doesn't feel that you have to go through that because it is something normal that the human body goes through, but rather that it is a choice. And regardless whether you have aligned to it or not, it doesn't matter. What it matters is now. What you're choosing now. And the healing starts like that. But making the choice. And with that choice, you feel certainty. You feel that you can do this, regardless of what your doctors might say. Because it is fine. Your doctors at a service. They're telling you what they can perceive. They're telling you what they have learned based on what they believe to be true because they have experienced it at some level. And there are also others also be open because they have seen other results as well. You see?
Yeah.
So they are also being at service. But how even you perceive your doctors or your condition or anything that happened to you will depend upon you. How you see yourself, because of how you see yourself could influence, of course, how you see others. How you see the world, how you see how you see everything around you. So therefore, to start a healing, as we mentioned, we'll say, let's put it aside for a moment, the condition that you might have, or what you've been told that you have. And just see, how do you see yourself? What do you really feel and think about yourself? Is there something that you feel unease about? Is there something uncomfortable that you don't feel one or at peace with yourself? Is that linked to past experiences? How do you know that? You could know that when you ask the question of yourself, what images, what memories, what comes in the form of thought and feeling, your human, let's say, as we refer them as, your tools, right? That are allowing you to have experiences and to create as well. So you can breathe in and out. Be by yourself on your own. It is good as well. Which means, therefore, if you ever feel frightened or uncomfortable, to be alone. Why is that? Even that is coming as an indication, perhaps, of what do you think of yourself. Does that make sense? Do you feel safe because this is what you are creating, or you don't because of what is going outside of you? Or does it feel better to be with others because if you are alone, things start coming up within you that you don't like and you prefer to avoid? You see? So therefore, you breathe in and out and you realize what's really going on within you. We'll say to look at that first, if you like, of course. And how do you see your human body? Do you feel love for your human body? Are you happy how you look? Are you happy how your body digests your food? Are you happy how your body is allowing you to have experiences? You feel fatigue, you feel that, you feel that. So that means you might be complaining, right? Which means your focus is on the unease part of your body. Which of course you might say it makes sense because that's what you are experiencing. But when was the last time that you focused on the great part of your body? Do you see your body as a reflection of your own self? What we're trying to do here is to see, is for you to see. Do you feel one with your body? Can you align the form and the no form part of you? Or not? Do you believe that you are a true being of love and light, that you are that, but you're not happy with your body? You see, there is an ease, and why is that? So, therefore, if you're able to allow honesty to be experienced, right? If you experience honesty with yourself, we're not doing this, we're not saying this in order for you to feel negative emotions or things like that. We're just trying to bring the awareness because those things, what you think about yourself, how you see yourself, what you think about your body, and all of that are emitting energy. You are emitting something. And therefore that can align to something, to a situation, to a potential, to anything that you allow, because this is what you are believing and emitting of your own self in relation to your body. Is there anything there that you felt uncomfortable about 2 years ago, 3 years ago, or even now, wherever else? We're not saying look at your past, but rather, if you ask these questions to yourself, what comes up? And how do you feel even about asking yourself these questions? Does it feel uncomfortable, or does it feel certainty that you are feeling love, and so and so? We're just trying to bring awareness so you can see what you are emitting. And what you're emitting, therefore, will depend, or will be based on what you believe to be true. What is your reality? I think I am fat. I don't like how I look. I always have these digestive problems. I don't know why I have it. I hate it. I don't like it. You see? Every time I want to do something, I feel so tired. I don't know what's going on with me. I just hate it. But and your body is there just being at service. So then you can ask yourself, would you really do those things if you were not feeling tired? Or tiredness, it is something out there that is helping you for you to not do those things. Because you really don't want to do those things. But it feels easier to feel tired not to do it. If you feel tired, then it makes sense not to do it, right?
Yeah.
So, and if you say, I love my body and I don't know how I align to this, but I still have a condition, and I'm still going through all of this, what are your beliefs then? What are your beliefs about your human experience? Do you focus on their human limitations? Or do you focus on the good side, let's say? Well, everything is good from what we can see, but you're in the way how you classify things. Because, as well, when you align to a condition, doesn't have to be that you could have directly been thinking about it, but rather could be as a result of what you're meeting and the match to that. You see?
Yeah.
So you are not even thinking about your health at all, just complaining about not feeling happy, let's say, with your body, with your reality, focusing on other things that are making you feel not in control of your emotions, decisions, reality, which therefore you are allowing in emotions, situations, thoughts, and so to come all over, let's say, at you. It's not, well, I'll say differently. You're allowing all of that to influence how you live. That makes sense? Rather than you doing that, rather than you choosing your emotions, your reactions, your situations, and so on and so. And what is your expectation about your own life as well? How do you see yourself? Maybe you see yourself as someone who is constantly busy, don't have time for anything, and is constantly living in stress. Just feeling stress. I don't have time. I'm just doing this in particular way. And you are all the time feeling this adrenaline. And sleeping now even doesn't feel good. I mean, let's say we mean that you can't truly enjoy even the experience of sleeping, of experience of going to bed and relax and sleep, right? So therefore, what is the image that you have about yourself and about your life? And then if you ask these questions to yourself, you can see what comes up.
Mm.
Even when you're asking those questions, things that you might need to do will come up.
Mm.
Because you are ignoring the question because your mind is constantly focusing on other things.
Mm.
So the healing process comes with the understanding that you are in charge. And we know that saying it perhaps might sound easier than doing it. But we will say, therefore, that it will feel easier to avoid having thoughts on how hard it is to feel that you're in charge. But rather, just allow yourself to experience it by perhaps just giving yourself some time for your own to quiet your mind, to even look around wherever you live, just to look around and appreciate, to really appreciate your reality, to focus, as your people call it, on the good things. But more than that, we'll say, to focus on that you are, which is love, which is light, which is that, therefore, that you can express through your human tools, through your environment, and so on. So therefore, there is no need to focus on why you have such condition, such disease, such virus, you see. Because getting an answer might help you or it might not. But rather saying, well, now since I have this, I'm experiencing this, which way am I gonna take? Am I going to experience this through the light that I am and make choices? Or am I focused on the condition and how the condition can affect me? And therefore I am going to start living from that condition. Does that make sense?
It makes perfect sense. It's really good.
So therefore we'll say, ask yourself those questions that we say as a start to bring some awareness of what you are emitting, on what you are giving to your own self. And then you can choose what you're going to do next. Which is, I can see I think like this about myself, or I judge myself too much. Okay, now I am going to fully enjoy my body. Now, more. I'm focusing on the great experiences that my body has given me. If you ever want to look back, let's say. I am at peace with the condition, with the disease that I'm experiencing now. I am at peace because it has allowed me to use it. To make a decision. To live in this way, to experience my human reality through the true being that I am, through the light that I am, or the opposite. It has allowed me, let's say, as an opportunity, in a more obvious way, let's say, for me to step up and really decide something. Maybe I have postponed things too much. Oh, I'll look after myself later. I'll do these things later. I'm so busy with things. So my life is this, my life is that. I understand that I can create things. I understand that I can change my life, but I'll do that later. Because now I'm busy with these things in my reality. Well, we'll say, take that you have experienced, perhaps as something there that you have aligned to allow you to use it as a way, let's say as a, how can we say it, to use it for you to take the next step. And that next step would be made with awareness. That's what I was saying about asking those questions to yourself first, just to bring awareness. And you can then practice what you want to emit. Talk to your body. Feel your body. You can close your eyes, sit down, and feel your body. Feel your heartbeat. Breathe in, breathe out. Feel your heart. And feel and hear anything else that it is saying. Just take it in. And then start sending love to it. Start feeling appreciation. Talk to it. It's you. It hears you. It really does. And you can use your imagination. And start also saying, and well, if you're using your imagination tool, you can say, now, this energy of light that is coming from, I'm giving to you. This is who I am truly. And I really wish to experience. I know that I can experience. And I'm going to start by doing it now. I'm going to experience this light that I am. By giving you that light, which is myself, starting from my head. And you imagine the light going all over your body. I say, can you feel body? Can you feel this light, this energy? This energy that I'm giving you, it has the power of the universe. It has the power of God, of the Creator, of that infinite universe. It has the power of myself, the power that I'm choosing to experience my human reality in a certain way. And that is carrying is health, is a perfect health. Take it. And anything that needs to be fixed, this is the medicine. This is what you need. Take it, because this is who I am and what you are made of. I'm giving you this eternal light that it can change anything within you that it requires to change to match that reality that I want. And this is happening now, body. It is happening. And I'm enjoying it because I'm enjoying you. I can feel you. Can you feel me? I bet you can. You see, and you can practice seeing that. And seeing that in any area that you want of your body. Or even seeing your energy centers activating an immense bright light in each of them and expanding out and just really transforming and changing the body according to how you want, to the fullest potential that you want, to the real power that it has. No, well, more than what you have taught that it is possible. As you therefore create new ideas of your own body, that becomes your reality. To give yourself a chance to make your own beliefs, to make your own reality. And see your body as that infinite love in a form that is there at service for you. And do this without considering time. Just by being in the now. Doing it in the now. Doing it in the now. And doing it now and now and now. Which means whatever days goes by, it doesn't matter. It's now. You're appreciating your body now. You're connecting to your body now. You're not thinking that you did it 3 weeks ago and nothing happens, or that you did a week ago. Because then you are putting limits to that creation. You're putting time into the equation, which means you are connecting to your 3D reality more. We want to bring the no form of you more into the form, right?
Mm-hmm.
Through your awareness. Be masters of your own self by allowing yourself to be. By doing these things that resonates with you. It might feel weird at first, but sometimes it might feel like that when you start something new, isn't it?
Mm.
When you start driving, it might feel a bit weird that you need to concentrate.
Mm.
But then you get used to it.
Mm.
Because you learn it, because it becomes you. It becomes a part of you. So see yourself as healers. See yourself as masters of your own self. Which means that regardless of what you've been taught, regardless of what you have learned, regardless of what you are seeing yourself, that you are experiencing, that you wish not to experience, you can still see yourself as masters of your own reality, of your own body, that you, more than anyone else, can connect to your own physical body and can have a chat with it and can connect to it, and it can't discover its maximum potential according to what you allow, of course. So therefore, one of those potential is to overcome that you are experiencing, rather than overcome, to actually change it, to actually just align to something else, to create something else and align to it and experiencing that because you as a master created and know that that's what is true. But you start doing it in the now. And that's what your beings call repetition. But we wish not to. We know that we have said before, use your human tools. And one of them is repetition. But without focusing too much on what repetition means or what you have learned it means. Right? Which means you just do it and you just do it and you just do it, and hopefully something happens. Because if that's the case, therefore, you're not perhaps fully connecting, putting yourself, allowing yourself to experience your own self. You see? That's what we mean. But for the purpose of using words to deliver the message, then we'll say, yes, use repetition. If that feels or resonates with you, but without focus on the act of repeating, but rather focusing on the now. Now I'm sitting down, closing my eyes, I'm talking to my own body. I can even visualize all my systems, my organs working in such a beautiful way. Even I don't need to do that. I can just stand and see how I'm changing my body with light, with love. I can feel my heart and I can see the blood flow smoothly and how it meant to be, let's say. Well, meant to be according to how you want that to be. So, you see. And I can see it. I can feel it. And I'm just do it. And I believe in my body. Because my body is an expression of myself. And I believe in myself because I am a master of myself. And I am a master of my reality. Everything out there, outside of me, is a reflection of me if I want that to be. Otherwise, what I have learned that is outside of me is there for me to grab it and have my human experiences from it. Right?
Yeah.
To choose it. I believe that at some point I might get a disease. I'm picking that. And therefore I'm going to experience that. Or I believe that this could happen. Or I believe this or that, whatever you say. But even though I might see it as a potential, I don't have to align to that potential. So if ever the thought comes that you might get sick, and you say, oh no, I don't want to think about that, that's fine. Oh, okay, I can see that was just a passing thought. Or that's something that it has come up based on what my reality has. Or what I have learned that it could happen. That's fine. I love this reality. And I love the freedom that it is there. And all the contrast that it is there. If I want to hold on to that, I am aware of the experiences that I might have, right? But if I want to release that and become a master of myself, if I can connect to myself, I can connect the form and the no form. That is my purpose. That's what I want to do. I want to connect both. therefore, because I know that my body is loving me and that it is at service of me. So to do that, I start first by becoming aware of what really I am thinking of myself, of my abilities, and what my body's limitations are, or what is capable of. How do I see myself? What do I see of myself in different situations? Or how do I see that my body can respond to in different situations, right? If it gets cold, or if it gets cold, I am more prone to get sick, right? Why is that? Why do you think that? Whatever, let's say.
Yeah.
Or if I have, let's say, I'm cutting onions or whatever, and I cut myself or something. Oh, that will take long to heal. You see? Or whatever else. What do you think of your body? Just see it. Oh, that's interesting. Eliminate any, as you people call it, negative emotion. Just recognize it, become aware of it, and change it according to how you want that. By now changing the statement, which means I can see I think this about myself, but now, as a master of myself, I know that my body is strong. I know that my body can heal the gut so fast. Cat. Or anything else. It didn't happen. I don't focus on it didn't happen. I focus that I can do it, because I'm focusing on what my body is capable to do. And what my body is capable to do will depend on what I think that it is capable to do. I'm going to have fun enjoying all the power of my physical body, of exploring, because I came for this too. To experience this physicality, to experience the physical side, to be in a body, and I love it how it is. I want to change it, I can. But I'm going to put my attention on that. And on the contrast, I'm going to appreciate it, because perhaps thankful for that now, I can have a bigger awareness. Does that make sense?
Yes.
My awareness, is there. So I will appreciate the event, whatever disease it is. It made me feel in a certain way. I felt headaches, I felt this, I felt that. I'm going to experience it. I'm going to experience it without feeling bad about it. With taking it in, which means understand why it is there, and then start making the choices how I am going to look at them. That now I have the choice. You see? I have questions.
It's wonderful. I really like that. So everything you said before can be cured. People can heal that by focusing on the desire to have that healthy body, because a lot of people there's programming and beliefs and things, and people will look around and say, well, this can't be cured. People keep saying you can't cure this. So it's really good to know that you are in charge, and just believe in your own power and say, I can see myself. You're saying the tools, which is you can speak, you can imagine. I see myself as healthy, and you focus on that. Focus on on that and try to ignore what is, although you did say appreciate what is and experience that as well. But really there's the focus on how you want to be, the end result, the healthy body, and the body will follow that. And just believe and trust. I thought that was interesting. Earlier you're saying sometimes you could put yourself through this, to overcome and learn a particular lesson. And so for me, when I've been sick, that particular thing didn't resonate with me, but my area is the money. So I might be sick and say, oh, why would I put myself through that? But I do know that with money, there's a lesson there to learn about trust and overcoming, and there are different areas in people's lives where they may need to, look at their self-worth, how they look at themselves, what are their ideas, question what are they believing about themselves that could be causing this thing, and really have a good honest look at what's there.
Yes.
So while you were talking a lot about health, I was thinking about money and thinking the penny was dropping here in a different area, but it was the same kind of thing. It's having a good look at what I believe, what are my past experiences, the need to be able to look at how I want things to be and not focus so much on what is, and know that anything is possible using a connection with my true self, which is that love that comes through, and feeling that love and feeling that high frequency, and that belief that I'm in charge. Anything is possible whatsoever. And I can see I would do that with health. I know this is hurting, that's going to be the tricky thing, isn't it? It's say, I feel unwell, I'm hurting, it feels terrible. How do I not think of this pain or this terrible discomfort that I'm in? And it's there all the time. It's chronic. It's something I'm living with, and it's something now that I feel is my experience. And to try and get away from that programming and think, I'm going to see myself now as something else, and I'm just going to hold to that no matter what, and use those tools, the imagination, speaking to myself. What you were saying there was very powerful. I was really feeling that. The light, imagining the light, talking to the body, giving love to the body, being at peace with maybe what could have caused it. So
yes, indeed.
And I think everyone's heard of stories about people who have been healed or cured when a doctor has said, it's incurable, or you've only got so long to live. I've heard of people, to do with Dr. Joe Dispenza, where he's saying people were cured of MS or even allergies instantaneously just by seeing that other people had been healed. It was just that people realized it was possible, and it just straight away happened. So the power of the mind. And also just even talking about drugs with placebos, you might have one study that says a drug cured 80% of people, and on the placebo maybe 30% of people may have been cured, and say, so okay, the drug is very effective compared to those who had the placebo, without actually looking that 30% of people were curing themselves with nothing at all. So there is something there to be said for belief. I'm just picking those numbers, but it does seem that these placebos are working.
It is indeed. And also, you can align to certain things, as you have said. I don't know how I end up with flu. I don't think I need to overcome something. But since you are emitting certain energy, then that energy with such experience, how you see flu, the experience of having flu will match to that energy that you're aligning to. Maybe you are stressing out, or you're worrying about something else. Maybe you are in thinking allowing certain thoughts that is therefore making you feel in a certain way, and that is happening quite perhaps constant or on a particular moment of your life, or as a parent.
Yes.
You see yourself in certain situations, and then you meet the same thing, and then you end up feeling tired, or then flu, and then sick.
Yes.
So therefore things could happen as a result of other things.
Yes.
It can unfold it unfolds these to these to these to these, you see, based on what you believe, based on what you've been meeting, based on the patterns that you also are meeting on a particular event or situations, that whenever you experience the same thing, you see, people as well might like as simple as you see, if they experience waking up early in the morning and leaving the house, and if they believe they don't have enough, of course, clothes, or they're not, let's say, well protected, let's say, but if they believe that if they leave the house at a particular time, then they will, and if they're not wearing certain clothes, they will get sick, right? And then you will say, well, yes, it makes sense because it is cold, you know. And we'll say, well, yes, of course, it makes sense because that's what you are experiencing. That's fine. But the thing is that it could be at another time throughout your day, it could be as cold as in that morning. And you could be wearing the same clothes. But guess what? There is less emphasis that you can get sick then. Right? Rather than you believing you can get sick if you leave your house at a particular time wearing certain clothes. If I don't wear this, I will get sick. You know, you might wear a jumper, but then you might wear, if you believe you need to wear extra, let's say. When we're not talking about the fact whether you do it or not, whether you should do it or not. It's about the mindset. If I don't do this, right? And then for some reason you have to live in a rush and you forgot your extra jacket or whatever. And then you leave and then you think, oh, I'm gonna get sick. You see? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And then guess what? Maybe it wasn't as cold, right? Or maybe it was. But then the same temperature was in another time throughout your day. Let's say in the afternoon or midday, and you still not wearing and you were not wearing the jacket, but you left in the morning wearing the jacket, and now the extra jacket in another occasion. But now it's midday and whatever, it's the same temperature, and not wearing the second jacket, and you're feeling fine, right? It is just comfortable. It is fine. You're not having any thought that you're gonna get sick. So therefore, you are experiencing the cold weather differently.
Yeah.
And therefore, you could be more prompt to get sick if you don't wear your extra jacket in the morning. Right? Even though the temperature could be the same.
Yeah.
So we know it was a bit of...
No, but that's all right. But that shows the power of the human mind, and we should use that to our advantage. And I forget whether it was you or Stephanie's true being who said, well, you both look the same, said about the virus that's going around. Some people have got that without even being in contact with it, just by the belief in their mind. And even Stephanie and I, we've been in contact with it and didn't get it. So, but that it comes to the frequency. If we're in that high frequency, we don't align to it. However, we've received some warning from you when we weren't quite at that frequency, when the virus has been around, saying maybe keep away, at this particular time. So you're talking.
Be aware of your own frequency.
Be aware of the frequency. So even without your guidance, people could just simply be connected to who they are, feel that high frequency of love, and they just don't align to those things because the body's it's just in a different frequency. They don't match. So that's what I was trying to keep in mind. So is a cure for illnesses love? Being in alignment with that love, feeling the love, or is it more than that? It's all the visualization.
Yes, it is feeling love, but at the same time, it is the love. Let's say, it is love, but the love of who you are, which means knowing who you are, which means expressing yes, you can express the love that you are, but it's knowing that you're masters of your own self. So you might say, I feel love, I feel fine, I feel happy, and I'm still get it. Or I still don't overcome this. Are you believing in yourself? Are you believing that that love that you're feeling is you? And that you can also decide how to feel that love, how to express that love. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That you are this infinite creator. That you are what your eyes cannot perceive as well. Do you believe that? Do you feel it within? Are you allowing it? So your imagination, your other tools allows you to connect with that, to express that, to experience that. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
And because remember that you are here for the experiences. You are here to create, to translate your own self into forms. And that means creating them for situations. That means creating anything that you wish to experience, or anything that you align to that you might not understand why you align to, but rather focusing on a shouldn't, right? I don't know how it happened. Oh, this is a great opportunity to design, to choose. Every time you choose with awareness, every time you choose, you're actually creating. You say, I am the creator. I am doing this. You see?
Yeah.
But we are therefore saying, choose with awareness. Choose the things that you really want to experience. Not just choosing based on what it has been given to you, let's say, what you have learned, or what is your reality dictating, or whatever else, but rather choosing with the awareness that you are a master of this. You see?
Yeah, and then taking time out of it too, because that's the human thing. It's like, I'm doing all this, but I'm still experiencing it. And
because you're here for the experience, not just for the final end of it. The final end of it, which is your creation, comes as a result of those experiences that you're having, which means the experiencing of creating, the experience of believing in who you are, of allowing your own self to be fully expressed through form. That thing that you want to experience, it is there and it's physically being experienced, or will be experienced, let's say, because already is, but it will be translated to you as a result of that process of experiencing your own self. So the time comes into the equation when you are just focusing on getting that, rather than that enjoying creating that.
Yeah. Yes, and just know that it is done. Just know it. And
But
enjoy the present.
also have fun with the creations. Enjoying it, feeling the master, feel it when you imagine it, you can see it, you can feel it, you can taste it, you know, and it feels great. And you're not doing that for the purpose of just getting it, because that is now out of the equation, really. Because you know that it is there, you know that you are experiencing, you know that it is being translated into your reality. So you're not focusing just on seeing the final result as just focusing on that in order to get it. But rather you are focusing on that because it is fun to experience your own self as a creator by focusing on it and creating it, by focusing on your creation for the purpose of also enjoying your creation, enjoying the process of that creating, of that creation. And that means, therefore, you are always in the now.
Yes.
You see?
Yeah. Yeah, enjoying the present and using those tools in the now over and over.
she has experienced recently some sort of pain, right? In relation with something that she learned to experience every month. So this is very interesting. That's why we're saying it, and she's fine with it because she didn't know at first, so she didn't really experience that it has certain pains. It is normal to happen every month. So she was not experiencing such pains for a long time until it came to her awareness based on other people's experiences that it is painful. You see, that it is this, that is that. And therefore, the belief was there that she felt a bit abnormal not to have such experiences, let's say. I was like, that's weird, you see. Anyway, so she ended up creating such beliefs and experiencing those beliefs since that moment. So as a result, experiencing the pain monthly, you see, and it has come to the point that is unbearable. So therefore now what she's doing is changing that. And she's doing that by accepting it, which means by appreciating that she can see that she's in control and appreciating the experience which has aligned with what she has believed. So what she's done is sitting down and just experience such headaches, let's say, strong headaches. She really just experiencing it, feels how it feels, and all that. And then she has felt that when she does that, she feels at peace and at release. And then she said, well, I know I can change it. And then it decreases. And it does.
Yeah.
And then she sat down with the pressure she feels in her eyes when that is happening. And then she said, okay, she just take it with peace, you see. Focusing on the experience, but not focusing from the place that she's emitting. She's focusing on the experience, but she's not emitting discomfort with it. Like, oh, I wish it didn't happen, and therefore feeling spirit of energies. But rather, she's saying, I know I created this. I appreciate it because I know this is a result of something that I believe. Now, I know that based on my beliefs, it will take me some time to completely get over this. So she's been, in a way, talking honestly to herself, which means to her, that's what it means. Which means she's bringing forward what really is there. That her belief saying, yes, I can change this, but I think I might not be able to change it from one day to the other. And for her, in this case, she said, that is fine. I am happy with feeling the pain, the pain decreasing every month, you see, because I am aware of it. And you might say, why would she want to do that? Because for her, it feels less resistance.
Yes.
You see. And it feels that she's actually aligning more to the belief that if she really wanted to stop it, she can.
Yes.
But it feels less resistance to be aware that she believes that the pain is going to decrease over few months. You see.
Yeah.
So by doing that, she's even accelerating the process.
Yes. Yeah.
And whenever she then knows or have found that she becomes very uneasy with the pain and start complaining and all of that, the pain increases.
Yes.
And sometimes she might like that because she likes to be pampered a lot.
Yes, she does.
So she's aware of that too. But then she knows that she doesn't need that to be pampered.
No.
She knows that very well. But there is something within that say a lot of women might experience this, you know. So you see that maybe it might not be as easy to see until you have the awareness of what really is there. And that's what she has done. She has allowed herself to feel at peace with and experience it. And when she hasn't been at peace with it, she knows how the pain have been experienced as well. It intensifies.
Yeah.
So now she's saying, okay, I also am aware that for me, in relation to this, it feels easier over a certain period of time.
Yes.
Right? Not whatever.
Mm.
But I just feel that.
Mm.
But I'm just happy because I am doing it.
Yeah.
And that is accelerating less of such pain.
Yes.
You see?
Mm.
So because she's connecting and talking to the body in a way as well, and when she forgets, then she then, as soon as she puts the awareness back on who she is truly, it comes back, and she's just practicing, let's say, just doing it again and again. And you also bring her awareness back, you see. And then she said yes. And she just does it again and again and again without thinking of time. So by saying that, we also saying that perhaps for other people, other beings who might experience such pains monthly.
Yeah.
So therefore, it is all up to you how you approach it. But having the awareness and see what you want the experience to be. And why do you think you're having such pains? Because there are cases as well that they have no pain whatsoever. So, it is your choice. Becoming aware, become aligned with who you are, but saying, I have chosen this at some point, and I'm going to play with it. Let's say I'm going to become aware, and see where is it coming from, and then make a choice, and feel no resistance about it, but just give them love, take the experience, and change it as you wish.
Yeah, it's really good that the body adapts to the beliefs, so therefore we can choose our beliefs and the body will follow. The body just gives the experience that you expect or that you're believing you'll have. So awareness of all of that you've said.
Yes.
Okay.
Any questions?
No.
If anyone have any question, I would like us to explain it with different words. I'll give different examples.
Yes.
Or even in a more personal way.
Yeah, more specific.
We are more than happy to do that.
Thank you. Yeah, so if anyone lets us know they'd like to have any questions answered or in a more specific way or anything, but I think that's a great answer. That covers a lot of things. We can all look at how we think of ourselves and what's going on in our minds that might relate to what we're feeling or experiencing. Okay. Well, we'll leave it there then, unless you've got anything else to say.
We love you so much.
We love you too.
And we are here at service of the love and the light that we all are. You are in charge. This is your human experiences. You are also able to experience your true self, your no form, and your form at this moment together. Believe that it is possible, that you are your own master, that you dictate how you wish, how you really want to experience this human life.
Thank you very much.
We leave you then.
Yes.
We talk soon.
Talk soon.
We love you all so much. We are the Galactic Federation of Love and Light. We talk soon.
Talk soon. Good night.